Hello and welcome back to Crash Course Trigonometry, where I try to get a basic understanding of trigonometry and all its topics into your head so that you can use them wherever you need to in life. Today we are going over the basic graphs of trig functions, so the parent graphs of sine, cosine, tangent, and their reciprocals. So we're going to start with the sine graph, and I know it looks scary because look at it, it's a curve, but if you look at the unit circle and just sine as a function, it's literally just this as a graph, So sine of pi halves, which is sine of 90, equals 1. So at pi halves, it's 1, So this is the sine graph. It repeats every 2 pi, so, it goes up and down and up and down, and it'll go forever because circles go forever, and that's circular functions for you. So this is the sine graph, basic sine graph. If this drawing doesn't work for you, it's all over Google. Next, we're going to move on to cosine. The cosine graph is the exact same as the sine graph. It is just shifted over. So, at pi halves, at 90, pi halves, cosine of 90 would equal 0. So it's at 0. And then cosine of, 0 degrees, 360 degrees would equal 1. So at 0 degrees or 360 degrees, which is 2 pi, it is 1. So the cosine graph is the exact same as the sine graph, it's just shifted over 90 degrees. And yeah, that's basically it. It repeats over and over forever because it's a circular function, just like sine. And if this graph doesn't work, you can find it on Google. And that's cosine. Moving on to the tangent graph, it looks a lot scarier, but it is the same concept. If you take tangent of any of your degrees, then it's just put down as a graph. Like tangent of pi, which would be 180 degrees, would equal 0 because it'd be 0 divided by 1. And then also, tangent graph has these asymptotes because there are some places where tangent is undefined. So if you would take tangent of pi halves, which is 90, that'd be sine of 90 over cosine of 90. And since cosine of 90 equals 0, you'd be dividing by 0. So that doesn't exist. It's undefined. So that's why tangent graphs have little asymptotes here. And they have this basic giraffe-looking shape. And they just get closer and closer to the asymptotes, and then they reset. And they just repeat over and over, just like all the other circular function graphs, over and over and over. And yeah, if you could find it on Google, that'll help. It's the basic tangent graph. Finally, we have the graphs of our reciprocal functions. And I had to squish a lot onto this tiny whiteboard, so they do kind of run together. But you can find them online, and they'll be much clearer online and have much more, things marked and measured, and it'll be more accurate online is what I'm saying. But cosecant is right here. It has asymptotes at pi and 2 pi, and it is at 1. Pi halves of cosecant is 1, and it does that. And then secant is just cosecant shifted over a little bit, shifted over 90 degrees. So it's the same thing. The asymptotes are at pi halves and 3 pi halves. And then we have tangent, or cotangent, which is exactly like the tangent graph. It's just flipped over. Instead of it being a positive slope, it's a negative slope. So those are those three. You don't really use them as much. That's why I didn't find the need to put them on their own whiteboards. They're all squished together because you don't really use these ones, but it's good to know what they look like, just basics of it. And yeah, if anything, you can find all of these graphs on Google. They will help you in the future when you have to, graph trigonometric functions. But other than that, those are our basic graphs, and that's the end of this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helps you at least a tiny bit, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!